Hey guys, Natalia Schneimler here. I help boy moms have a better relationship with their sons and themselves by teaching them the tools how to manage their mind so that when anything comes up in life, they know exactly how to take care of themselves and their kids. Hey guys, how's it going? We had Halloween here yesterday, and the funniest thing happened with one of my boys. One of them is 7, and he got dressed up in a costume, and he combined a couple of costumes together, and on top of that he put a ninja mask on. So what he was wearing was a big long black kind of outfit. Then he put on a black vest with some bullets attached to it, and then he put on a black kind of a ninja mask, or like the mask that covers all of your face except for your eyes. And he had no idea that he looked like a terrorist. My husband and I were dying laughing. We couldn't tell him because he's 7. And we couldn't tell him not to wear it. And, we thought it was pretty innocent, but, it was hilarious. It was the best costume mistake ever. So he walked around like that all night, and it was so funny. So that's what was funny yesterday. I want to give you the message today is that if you are believing that you are the only one doing that one terrible thing that you're doing, it is not true. And the reason why I want to tell you that is because when we believe that we are the only ones in the world that have this problem or that have this behavior that we're doing, and we don't see anyone around us who's doing the same thing, we feel so ashamed, and we beat ourselves up so much that we keep doing the same behavior. We keep perpetuating the same behavior. We keep creating the same problem we have without getting a chance to do better, without having a chance to really take care of ourselves, to really get to the root of the problem. Okay, so here's my story. Going back to my favorite problem of all, yelling at the kids. I routinely, regularly, once a year, I don't know how often, feel extremely bad for yelling at my kids. And this week I got coached on that, and I wasn't even aware that I was believing that I'm the only one who is dealing with that problem, who is a terrible mom. I'm the only mom who does this, and therefore I'm a terrible mom, and this is unacceptable, and I'm so mean, and I shouldn't do this, and on and on and on. I would just beat myself up. And beating myself up makes me more stressed, makes me more likely to yell at my kids. And then I beat myself up again, then I beat up the kids, then I beat myself up, and so on. And that cycle, you cannot break the cycle when you're believing you're the only one who has that problem. And if you think you're the only one who has that problem, then there's definitely something wrong with you, and we need to figure it out. So we need to figure it out, and we need to definitely tell ourselves how terrible we are. So I want you to hear this. If this is you and you need to hear it, that you are not the only person doing that one terrible thing that you think you're doing. And therefore, if there's more people like you who are doing that terrible thing, then we can then argue with our own mind and say, okay, well, if I'm not the only one and others are doing that terrible thing, then maybe I'm not so terrible, and maybe this is more normal to human experience. So then we can start to open up the gap where we can have some understanding for any person in that situation. And then from that understanding, we can have some compassion, some kind of kindness towards ourselves. And then from that space, you can get perspective on, okay, I'm not so terrible. This is fixable. And, what is going on for me? Why am I yelling? what can I do to take care of myself in those moments? And then you can start to problem solve those situations, because yelling is a symptom of something else. It's not the cause of the problem. It's just a symptom. So figuring out, what am I not getting when I'm yelling? How can I take care of myself best in those moments? What am I believing about myself in those moments? What am I believing about my kids in those moments? You see how it starts to open up a bit? And you really have to, I really invite you to really tell yourself and start to believe that maybe it's okay for you to behave like that. Because this is a human life, and all of us, if you're not the only one going through that, if all the other humans are going through that, then maybe it's expected that we struggle in this way, in this situation. Then you can soften up on yourself, right? Like, why do we have more compassion for stressful jobs and understand that, okay, they have a stressful job, it's easier for them to struggle in it. But when it comes to motherhood, you're only supposed to be kind and loving and patient and caring, right? I have perspective for that for other moms, but I often forget that, to have that for myself. And I think, oh no, this is unacceptable. This is terrible. You're a terrible person, and so the cycle perpetuates. So please hear me when I say this, that you're not the only one struggling with whatever you're struggling. It could be anything. It could be over drinking alcohol. It could be overeating, hiding and eating. It could be over shopping. It could be over social media, over watching TV. It could be gossiping, whatever you think is that one thing that only you do. That's the thing that I invite you to lift the shame from that and really tell yourselves, I'm not the only person doing this. This happens to other people, and then other people, have been able to fix this, and I'm not the worst person. So I don't have to beat myself up. I can start figuring it out. I can start taking care of myself. Okay, so hope this was a great reminder for you. I needed that reminder myself. And this is what I'm finding, that my clients and myself, need regular reminders of the same lessons we are learning in life. Being kind with yourself, not putting your shame on yourself, and not, remembering that this is part of every person's human experience. That means you're not the only one going through that. So whenever we think, we're done with some lesson in life, that could be true for now until next time you have to be reminded of it again. And so I find that these reminders are helpful, and also, thinking of it as reminders can simply help us not beat ourselves up, because we can forget and think, oh, I think I've dealt with this before. I've already figured it out. I shouldn't be having this problem again. But that's just not a helpful perspective, right? Again, you're beating yourself up. You're kind of sad, or you're mad, or you're angry about it, that you're having that problem again. And what's more helpful, I find, is looking at it as a reminder. Okay, what kind of reminder do I need? Oh, right. This is not that bad. I am not a terrible person. I'm not the only one. And how can I take care of myself? So, whatever it is, you're not the only person. There's probably a billion other people doing that terrible thing you're doing. So it's okay. It's okay to be doing that terrible thing. Now, if you're freaking out when I'm saying that, I want you simply to ask yourself, how is it okay? Somehow it's okay, right? And start opening up that question and answering it in a way that feels forgiving to you. Feels like you're forgiving yourself for that terrible thing that you did, right? And this is how I do it. You might want to find different words for forgiving yourself. I simply have that kind of dialogue in my head saying, it's okay that you yelled at your kids. And then I answer back saying, really, are you sure? And you say, yeah, it is okay. It's not the end of the world. You are not perfect. You were a terrible mom in those moments, and you're also a great mom in the other moments. So it's okay. Like, they didn't die. The kids forgive you. They move on. You move on. And it's okay. And you say, really? Okay. It's okay. And then I just repeat to myself, it's okay that I yelled. It's not bad. It's okay. It's not great, but it's not the end of the world. So I simply bring myself back to seeing it as something that is not the end of the world. Something is not great, but acceptable, which is hard, right? When you think you shouldn't be doing something, it's very hard for you to think it's acceptable. So, but I find that this is the key to eliminating any behaviors that you don't want, like drinking or anything, that you have to drop the judgment first. If you keep thinking, I need to stop this is terrible, then you're going to have a very hard time stopping it. But the way to it is through allowing yourself to keep doing it forever. As soon as you allow yourself to do it forever and you make peace with it, like truly make peace with it, and love yourself and accept yourself no matter what, no matter how much you drink, no matter how much you yell, then it releases you from the prison of that thing, and then you are free. You don't have to keep doing it. You stop doing it. And then you need reminders again, right? Okay, I just keep repeating myself. Guys, I love you all so much. Come get coached so you can have the best relationship with yourself, with everyone around you. If it's your sweet boy, we can fix that as well. All you have to do is sign up for a free session with me, www.coachingnatalia.com. I'd love to meet you, hear about everything that's irritating you, and tell you how we can solve it. All right, guys? Love you all so much. Have a great week. Bye.